Oh, well, ladies and gentlemen, Azaka here. I'm going to be hosting the first day of the South America Division tournament beginning. We've got quite a few from South America this time. It's always nice to see more and more people. We're going to be seeing 12 matches in the... Nope, not 12. We're going to be seeing 7 matches for the knockout round. And then we'll be heading on to the finals. So, interestingly enough, we have up to 14 teams, plus the defending champions GWS, which would be the Grey Wardens. Tonight, we've got... Just check my base here. Where did my thing go? Probably deleted it, that's why. There it is. So, we have the Unforgiven versus Valhalla Valhalla Soldiers. Then later, we have the Confia versus Rivia. We'll see those two. We'll see these teams try to knock each other out in order to get into the top 8 of the South America tournament. In the meantime, we just have to wait. Hope you guys enjoy the show. I always love to commentate on these tournaments. Let's see if we can... Hopefully these guys can surprise us. Okay, so not as many people actually. So it's 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's only 12. In theory, there was meant to be up to 14, but they only got 12 teams. So there's one bye, so it's actually top 7. I hope the stream is stable. It does look stable. That's good. Good, good, good. Sound is actually that high. Oh well. Oh, it's a little bit cold this morning. I don't know why. I just like looking at my strange snot. Well, the battle shouldn't begin until another about 5 minutes. We should get some promo in the meantime. That was just my game. I'm starting up my game in the meantime. I'm gonna just do my open world. Interesting that when the pre-order came out yesterday, only the seasonal units only seem to have 2 sets of abilities. I think that's strange. At the least. Much left anyway. Man, I'll be honest with you. The seasonal units being money grubby, it's not even that money grubby. These are probably the best. These are kind of probably the best system for like seasonal content. It's not particularly hard if you play the game, but it is easy of paying money. And I mean, like, retrospective, it could be fairly expensive if you pay it outright. I mean, like, let's go off like some basic math here. So, you get it fully unlocked. So you got level 3. Got 4 stages for level 4. 4 stages, each stage having 8 challenges needing to complete. Or is it 6? I think it might be 6. So 4 stages with 6 challenges each. That would make 2,400 sovereigns. How much sovereigns cost? Okay. So you got the 1,200 one, and you can buy 2 of those for 40 bucks. So, so that's about 40 US dollars for just that. Wow, yeah, just buying it outright is very expensive. In comparison to digital content. But I mean, like, I'll give it to them. No, not bad. I mean, considering how much value you get in other things, because cosmetics themselves are actually not that expensive. They're around about half as much as units. The most expensive one would be to tier 5. which would have, in theory, 6 stages with 10 challenges each, making it worth exactly $100. Yikes, that's very expensive. So it really banks on whether or not the units are worth paying for. I mean, the Kugel Monks, not really. This season, Greyhair Garrison, I would have paid for them back when they first came out. People definitely underrated the unit at the beginning. People only started getting into them a little bit later. Now see them everywhere on the battlefield. Same with Madao. Oh well, no, Madao were not underrated. They were expected to be strong. They were expected to be stronger because originally they were only meant to be 280 for a tier 5, which was hilarious. I mean, 280 for a tier 5. What are you joking? You jokers, the cheapest tier 5 in the lands, and you don't expect it to be like completely busted at that cheaper cost? I mean, honestly. Can you imagine a tier 5 only costing 280? I mean, like, during the season it was going to be 265 leadership. 265 leadership is loyal guard level cheap. That'd be cheaper than Imperial Arquebusiers. Imperial Arquebusiers do jack all damage to these guys. I mean, they even buffed the range resistance on Lethal March. Lethal March has additional range resistance. Not to mention with its like already. Well, I mean, you get a node that decrease some like Lethal March has some innate damage resistance as well. Additional damage resistance inside of it as well. But owls can be scary tanky sometimes. 20% on their brace ability. Probably was up to 40% back in the original balance. Madao work is easy, also like crazy easy to super stack as well, because as people have shown in the past, lethal marching into a corner has been effective. It's hilarious as well because how powerful the Madao brace was and still is. Walking into it is basically like instant death. So we have the Valhalla Warriors. Ah, I keep wanting to call them Valhalla Warriors. Valhalla Soldiers pick-ban stages right now. Let's see what they're gonna ban, what they're gonna pick. Heilong Fjord is a ban. Oh, that's surprising. along with Linwu Fortress. Not surprising. Both, like both of these Valhalla soldiers versus Unforgiven, both banning the special maps, which is, I don't know about you, but it could be pretty brutal fighting on those ones. The Linwu Fortress one is 10v10 map, so that's my opinion. That's not surprising. Going with a safe pick, I would call it. The Wall Fort for Valhalla Soldiers. Unforgiven, what are you going to choose to attack? Harbor City. The third time Harbor City gets chosen for attack in this season's tournament. But that was in the Asia division. The first time we'll be seeing battles happen on the South America division. Let's see what kind of strategy these guys pull against each other. Hope we see a good battle. No one likes a comp stomp, but at the same time, that's what happens when every time you watch Crusaders kick it off. Battle should begin shortly. Hope you guys enjoy the commentary. I do like watching 15 versus 15 people beat each other up in a competitive setting. Ah, you've got to be kidding. Clean feed cut out, like, in the thing? That's hilarious. Looking at the lineups. My goodness. Hopefully the clean feed doesn't cut out again. I am a little bit behind. Well, I mean, because of processing things. But, anyway. Parabellum. Two Parabellums. Because Wildfire also used Parabellum name. Unforgiven also using Chensu. That's hilarious. But anyway, lots of medals. Couple of I saw one or two terrestrials there. Gonna be very interesting to see these guys out on the field. Lots of grey hairs, in fact. Muskets in spade. We've got 6 muskets out on the field. Musket's going to be probably more popular than short sword. Although the longsword also seems to be very common among the Valhalla soldiers. Love to see me some sustaining longswords, keeping the front line healthy. With these longer frontline fights, it could be crucial, especially since keeping a medal on its feet is the best thing you could probably do. We've got around about 4 guys, 4 heroes on the small fort side, about 6 defenders. Do not, 5 defenders, sorry. I do not believe they will be able to punch through the small fort in any short order. Treb comes out, destroys the Lister, I believe. That's a Lister location. Decides not to push the battering ram on. Well, they do, but decide to choose something else to push it. Little bit of bad coordination, and also you shouldn't run up the center there. You should always run up the left or right of the grape shots. Grape shots will hit the crenellations most of the time, so as long as you don't run up through the center, you'll be fine. Well, should be. Which is going to be pretty annoying. Unforgiven, not working on the... Oh, nope, there we go. We got some Metallisaurs firing on it now. Bridge is going to be worked on. Not sure if they can actually see the health, so someone's going to have to monitor that. I guess they're going off timing. 3 of the heroes on this fort side, small fort side, is already retreating. We've got a mole here out of position. Throws up the medals. Tries to go for a grab, but doesn't work out, I see. But massive retreat. Probably going to leave these. No, he does not. Pike Militia going right across. You might want to control those medals. You might lose a couple. Down goes that. Well, I mean, on the other screen. Down goes that bridge. B-side secured, so small fort did not make it. In the meantime, we did see the battering ram, siege towers get destroyed. Wow, what a climb here. 3 muskets being absolutely annoying. Like, it's a 4v4. You guys could honestly... Wow, that is weird. Ooh, this guy might... no, he summons his horse, so he won't die. Horse takes most of the fall damage there. I don't know why you would treb there. Not to mention, like, it's not a seamless treb. I say that would be a bit of a waste. Right hand side siege tower goes down yet again. Middle side siege tower probably goes down. It is on fire. Locations of those Metallisaurs up spotted, so we've got a lot of mortars being thrown down to destroy them, put on pressure on the wall, but we have so many muskets coming out for Unforgiven. Down goes another mortar. 2 mortars have already been destroyed, 3 were put up. This is not good, if I had to say the least. Middle side siege tower did go down. Left side siege tower did go down. Did not get to see it. Right hand siege tower is up yet again, but we're at the 6-minute mark and we have no avenue of victory for Valhalla soldiers so far. Definitely need to look for a third option. Bridge is down, siege towers are down. You gotta go through the wall break. You gotta break down that wall or go through the front gate. Gotta make a strategy, gotta think of a plan. Victory is not easy, especially when you're facing up against a lot of muskets. The ranged defense is all about keeping your enemy at arm's length, but when it comes down to the push, I do believe the strength of the melee heroes will be able to plow through anything they can throw at them. I think it's a mistake to wait for these siege towers to make it on the Soul. Wow, actually, I'm just looking at this medallion and it's getting absolutely pummeled. I think that medallion is like almost dead. Well, half dead. A lot of medals have been deployed, so Valhalla soldiers will only have enough time probably for a single attack if the battle goes on long enough. Actually, they'll only have a single attack. I do not believe they can prep for a second attack, so it's going to be a bit scary. Although, Unforgiven just lets them have it. Very strange. Very strange indeed. I don't know, man. I would sacrifice my life to slow down. Well, I mean, don't have to. So far, I think this is in the bag for Unforgiven. Not much of a contest when you're fighting against people that doesn't look for not looking for an engagement. Giving themselves only 6 minutes to take the C point. B point could be an option. Gonna have to figure out what you want to do. Hyper focus on the supply point side, so it could spread out for a C side slow push. Get the battle going. You want the battle of attrition to start early. You want to decide, really want to decide who's going to win with the attrition battle. Defenders always has a good advantage, but does not mean the attackers cannot also use the attrition tactic. Focus on the B side. B side is still open, whether or not you can try to get Unforgiven to defend the B side, but I think they're gonna about to overcommit to C here. B side is actually free. Doesn't look like Unforgiven is going to. Looks like the spear wants to catch a couple of Medaus. Wow, going on hard on this spear. Definitely does not like the fact that his Medaus got hit. Some supporting fire coming through. And some tertials shooting those Medaus in the back. Gonna be painful. Lots of Metallators firing at the supply point. A center push-up? No, does look like a supply push, but both teams have concentrated way too much on it. I would switch over to that stair side, run all the way up, and take over the C with force. If you can contain the forces at C just long enough. But this is not going to be looking good for Valhalla soldiers. Got some Nafan guards too far away, but the front line does take a hit. Their own Nafan guards. Oh, the hit comes in just shy. Too high. Finally, some range fire coming down. Some tertials real close. But some point blank Metallators shooting as well back at them. Nice protection, so they sacrifice a couple of the Medaus in order to soak up the initial range damage. We've got some winged hussars fighting in the back. Medaus constantly fighting. Imperial Pike March coming through. Looks a bit scary. Cavalry has kicked it off in the back. The push seems successful, in fact. They're on the supply point. Cavalry did spawn, although Tertial and Metallators not being close enough now. Tertial's finally moved up. Valhalla Soldiers has the advantage in numbers, but Medaus are stronger, in my opinion, against the Imperial Pikes and the reigning. Whoa, Winged Hussar is going to try to come from behind. Nothing to stop them, I think. Although the charge did look like they go through somewhere else. Two sets of Medaus still on the field. Some Namcans being deployed, in fact. Majority of heroes coming out for Valhalla soldiers. Some Winged Hussars coming through the center. Imperial Pike March does go off, but doesn't catch all of them. Some tertials have been knocked out. But another set of Medaus do rock up. It's just going to be a slog now. We got some Namcans. Going to probably pick off a couple of the heroes. Very unfortunate. The push looked good, but again, the staying power of the Medaus definitely showing off but massive losses for the defending team. An additional 50 units knocked out for the unit deficit. Good to see some other units on the field. Condottieri is not completely uncommon, but uncommon for tier 3s to ever be deployed. We got some palace guards as well rocking around. But still, every single medal on the field is crucial and can turn the fight by themselves. That's how strong they are in the current balance of the game. That's how strong tier 5s should be. But at the same time, their specialty in anti-cavalry and ability to fight infantry might be overtuned. But then you have a look at the nice old Iron Reapers. Got buffed in recent times. Sword mode makes them crazy. 12 seconds of invincibility, and not to mention they hit multiple targets with each swing. They'll cut through you like a hot knife through butter. One of the strongest melee units in the game and very terrifying to fight. Probably as worse, or well, not as worse actually. Back in the original release of Berserkers, within the first hour, their rage ability used to reduce damage by 50%, but nowadays it increases their damage taken by 100%. But yeah, during the first hour when Berserkers were released, nothing could kill Berserkers except other Berserkers, because it was literally impossible to damage them. Here comes another push towards the supply point, but I'm not sure whether or not it's going to be successful. We got a split push, one on the Sarah side, one on the close side. I'm not sure what to call this corner here, but Imperial Pike Marches are going off against each other. I think the stair side is winning. Whoa! A nice switch towards the sea side. Good job. Split push wants to force the sea. Running out of time, in fact. That grey hair garrison can be taken out very fast as more and more troops head over towards the seaside. But some Tundra humans coming in the back. Brace up, or you're going to eat it hard. Definitely Tundra humans catching the backside, but these Tundra humans are terrifying for cavalry, eating them up like cake. Short Sword Hero is jumping about, trying to stay alive on point. Grape shots being deployed in a very awkward situation. You don't want to put the grape shots in the center of the point. You want to put it just outside the ring so that you can shoot anyone inside of it. The supply point also got captured. Wow, what a push. Nicely done. I thought way more units were committed towards the seaside, so I thought it was going to be a sacrificial seaside push, but they actually pushed through, managing to split up the defending side just enough. But this short sword definitely be annoying. Bunny, go away. Malvise also holding strong. We got some more medals rocking through. Plenty of medals rocking through. Less than 5 minutes to go. Are they going to rush it through with what they've got? Definitely looks like it. 400 units to go for the defending side. Unforgiven is on its last leg. Probably an all-in for the sea was probably their best bet. Looking at their units, doesn't look like there's anything strong. We've got some Metallitators going to try to slow down the engagement. We've got Condottieri's and Iron Caps both not wanting to engage. But finally, they spread out and engage, going to try to beat through the Medals and the Royal Janissaries, but they're getting cleaved in half right now. Where are these Iron Caps going? Iron Caps go all the way around, but Iron Reapers charge into the side, not to mention the Medals just tank the charge in its entirety. This Treb's going to land on these Loyal Guards, I think. Oh, no, Loyal Guards moved out already. Some Palace Guards behind. Unfortunately, Imperial Pike March knocks them all down. They're going to get destroyed in quick order, but we got some Grey Hair Garrisons flanking from another side. Flanks coming out like crazy. When you try to flank, you get outflanked. Valhalla Warriors still got some reserve troops, but they're not anything strong. You got to knock out the heroes instead. 11 defenders to 15 attackers. Probably got the disadvantage here. The attrition is working though. A lot of Madaus are off the field, but you have to still deal with some Iron Reapers, some Imperial Pikemen. Namcans being deployed at the last second. 3 minutes to go. Not a good look for you, sir. 70 units left, in fact. Probably the last thing they've got. Namcan's not going to have enough time, not going to do enough damage, and definitely not going to knock out all of these troops on this battlefield right now. We got some Demence Pikemen, some Greyhair Garrisons, in fact, and some Pike Militia, some leftover Medaus, and I think an Iron Reaper is in there somewhere. Yes, indeed. Flail Iron Reaper right now, even though they did not veteran full Flail. Imperial Pike March does come up again, smashing the Condottieri. This longbow trying to stay on point to the best of his ability. Doing very well, in fact. But I do believe he should be knocked out. And there goes that musket. Congratulations, Valhalla soldiers. Valhalla soldiers winning the attack. Next time we'll get to see Unforgiven attack. But well done, in fact, for the defense. Although the primary... it's very strange, in fact. I think Valhalla Soldiers definitely going to be the better team, but Unforgiven, the strategy was quite common. The only problem was the engagements in the end. Realistically, it comes down to the attrition. I believe that's supposed to say Sasuke, the one that's covering over. Take out frame. Ah, oh, man, I should have a button that just unsees all of that sometimes. Oh. Valhalla soldiers really cutting it close. They were really down for time. They really needed to make each push count. So, I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether or not it's because Valhalla Soldier had no other strategy, or whether or not Unforgiven would have beaten them in any other situation. I think it's just hard to say. We've got limited data on how these teams fight so far, but definitely Unforgiven knows the strategy, so they are a good team that has seen, or at least understand how to play the maps.
Soldiers don't trade in the good old days.
Good morning, Azura. How are you doing? We just watched the first battle between Valhalla soldiers and not Valhalla soldiers. No. We watched the first battle of Valhalla soldiers versus Unforgiven. Valhalla soldiers winning their attack on Wall Fort. You're working? Yeah, I hope you're working hard. Or hardly working. I don't know which one. I think hardly work is better. Just chill working. Yeah. It's always good when you're not stressed out about anything. Never want to... well, since I don't work that often. Morning. I am streaming. For the next battle, we'll be seeing Unforgiven this time attacking on Heilong Fjord. So, let's see. Not Heilong Fjord. Harbor City. Jesus Christ. I'm getting my information muddled up. It is too early for me. I'll say that honestly. So we have Unforgiven versus Valhalla. We've got the big band being, well, the two bands being Heilong Fjord and Linwood Fortress. Unforgiven, no, Valhalla soldiers attacking first on Wolford, and Unforgiven choosing Harbor City to attack. So let's see if they'll be able to take Harbor City. Again, does not look like they'll. While we were watching the Wolford battle, was very interested to see why Valhalla soldiers realistically did not have another strategy. I mean, honestly, I think Unforgiven could have won on the wall. There was 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left. Not all of the siege towers were up. Yeah, there was only 2 minutes left. With the strength of the medalls, it will take at least a minute and a half for any successful push. And not to mention, Valhalla soldiers were not ready. Definitely were not ready. They had trebs available, but again, I'm pretty sure Unforgiven misplayed there. They could have ended it on the wall. They've already successfully eaten up so much time. I don't know why they retreated back into C. And they let B go so easily. I mean, like, letting A and B go easily is, I guess, okay, but, like, the strategy there, bought time for the siege towers. I guess they're not confident in themselves, so they try to avoid the fight as much as possible. But sometimes you just got to engage. If they did well holding the supply point, I guess. Although the trade did end up in Valhalla soldiers' favor, and the second trade went massively in Valhalla's favor. I mean, like, they suffered so much losses, either overcommitting on one side or not committing enough. But just from those engagements alone, I do believe Valhalla soldiers are on the up and up. But whether or not, let's see if Unforgiven's better at attacking on Harbor City. Harbor City and Wolfort generally have the same progression in battle, but I do think Harbor City is definitely a more difficult map to play around on as a defense. You got really only 2 hard points. And you only really see the enemy in 2 locations. I mean, like, the battle inside the city could be intense. We've seen it before, actually. Last time we saw Crusaders defend on Harbor City, they choked them out around a corner. Much further than any defense I've seen before. And it was very surprising, because it was the first time. Let's see if Valhalla soldiers have seen those battles and gone for those strategies, because I honestly think that those strategies are good, because the more times you choke the enemy, the more advantage you get for the defense. You really want to choke out the enemy as much as you can. The second battle is about to begin on Harbor City. Unforgiven this time attacking. Gonna be interesting to see if we just see towers getting destroyed repeatedly. Harbor City is classically one of the maps where literally the battle could just be about destroying the siege towers. Wolfort a little bit less so, mainly because the distance the siege towers need to be pushed is not long enough in order to waste enough time. But I'm gonna be about. I'm gonna see Harbor City. Looking at the unit composition so far, we got a monastic knights being deployed. Only 2 Iron Reapers, in fact, for the defenders. Attackers going with no Narfan guards, 1 Metallitor. Interesting to see a Tertial on the field as well. Narfan guard out for the defenders, though. I think the Narfan guard is going to be a key point, but plenty of Iron Reapers. We got up to 6 Iron Reapers, I believe. The number of muskets did get reduced in the meantime. I wonder what's that about. Still going with the 4 longswords. Attrition is their best suit. Combine it with musket or any kind of large CC heroes. I mean, nearly every weapon class has massive CC. I think Unforgiven's lack of key units, which are the Narfan guards and the Metallitor, is going to probably bite them in the ass here if those Metallitors get knocked out early. They're also going to have to maximize the efficiency on those Metallitors as well. But no Narfan guards on the front. That means they're going to have to be very careful once they see Narfan guards, because if they don't have the equivalent, they're going to lose their entire front line. In the matter of seconds, in fact. And we're off. We got the siege towers getting all pushed. We got a lot of people here on the right-hand side. A couple of folks on the left-hand side already breached through the gates by the looks of it. That was fast. That was fast. less than 30 seconds. We got they smashed through that gate and are already making progress through the city, heading towards that rear supply point. Although they don't climb all the way, they're looking to aim for those Metallators. The Treb does come in, but I do not believe it took out the entire squad. I do believe a lot of them made it out, escaping the Treb's wrath. Tundra Yuma's just walking in the back. We've got 3 heroes on this backside. This is probably good. That means they only have 1 set of ammunition. Although it is only just enough to destroy 2 towers. Gonna be a question of what you're gonna do with a dead unit. No ammunition for the Metallators also means no more shots for the Metallators. With a dead unit on the field, it's going to be very difficult to justify staying around. Again, it would just be cannon fodder. Demez pikemen being thrown up. Try to go for the heroes. Good strategy. Knock them out. Knock them down. A Treb coming in, but it's going to be mostly a push forward. Oh, unfortunately, that Maul doing very well. Lucky Treb! That Treb going very low, very shallow, straight into that Madao. And that hurts. That's got to hurt a lot. That Madao almost completely knocked out. I'm surprised that they let that cannon still stay up on that left-hand side. Unforgiven sending Valhalla soldiers through a loop, I say. Man, that's got to be a scary approach. Very good, that was a really good trib early on, and they've got mortars on either side just raining down right now. With no easy way to supply. If they stranglehold the other stairs, that could be very scary for the defenders. But now it looks like the calm has returned. No more climbs from random surf units. I say surf units, but actually surf units are tier 0, while the Nemez pikemen are actually a tier 1. They've got decent amount of damage, but I think against these tier 5s and tier 4s, they will hit rock bottom damage. So they'll only be doing around about 200 apiece. Surprisingly, Unforgiven just gets scared off. Aw, oh, man, I really should just be looking at the battle. I just looked away for like 2 seconds, and I did not even see that happen. Another climb, in fact, done by Unforgiven Bunny here. Getting surrounded completely here. Whoa! That longsword going in deep. He's trying to kill him, or accidentally fell. Either way. With the supply point gotten here, that's not good for the attackers. They really should have strangleholded that supply point better. middle siege tower is about to make it at the 7-minute mark. They have an avenue up, but we're back into the status quo. The defenders having the supply point means that they have easy access to reinforcements. Whoa, what's this evacuation? Valhalla soldiers do not want to fight on the wall. Looks like they are retreating. I think Unforgiven has seen this. Very strange, I would say. What is your strategy here? Weak on the left-hand side. Not sure if Unforgiven will notice this, but Unforgiven is climbing up on the wall. Going through the front gate. I would love to have a talk with every strategist. What's your plan here? Look at them go. Unforgiven knows that they've overcommitted on the left-hand side. Valhalla soldiers, you got to engage. You're going to be slow for infantry. If they get that left-hand supply point, you are in a bad position. Some leftover medals getting smashed into pieces. Bad treb, though. Very unfortunate that none hit true. You can go in for a surround. Nafan guards finally being deployed. Wow, this is going to be very devastating. Even though Unforgiven has deployed way more soldiers here on this front, I do not believe that they'll be able to overcome the Nafan guards in any short time. Nafan guards still on the field. We got 4 of them. More and more reinforcements heading over to the left-hand side. This is going to be a sacrifice from Unforgiven. Unforgiven also gets smashed through by some Tundra units. Matic Knights also smashing this force here. Unforgiven is now overcommitted to the left-hand side and did not commit anyone to the right-hand side. Nafan guards absolutely smashed that engagement. See, this was the key. One engagement. It was all it took to turn the tide. Almost instantly did that entire force drop dead. But now we have Unforgiven sandwiched between 2 supply points. The enemy has easy access to reinforcements. Now getting caught in the streets here. More and more Metallators are rocking up. But where are the Nafan guards? Very strange that these Iron Reapers, although they are strong in melee, surprising the Medals did not raise or use any of his abilities there. The exchange is going both ways. A little bit of loss here, a little bit of loss there, but in the end, I do think they're going to get pushed out very shortly. Some Monastic Knights are trying to charge, but doesn't charge successfully. Didn't get a run up. There's the Nafan guard. I think only one guy left, although he does look like he had seen better days. Down he goes, last of the Nafan guards. Although we're looking at Unforgiven taking the right-hand side. Overextended for Valhalla soldiers. It's going to be a rush to the base point here. 8 heroes dead. Wow. Okay, this is... Okay, so very unlucky for Valhalla soldiers there. You see, Unforgiven actually probably died, respawned at the front gate, respawned en masse at the front gate, and took out the right-hand side, respawned with new units, and as the guys fighting in the center hold their position, Valhalla soldiers now respawn en masse. They have equal amounts of soldiers, but whether or not they're going to be able to make it all the way, we've got grape shots being in place. Solid lineup. You can choke hold these 2 sections right in front of that wooden barricade. It's already begun. One of the barricades on the right hand side has been strangleholded. Imperial Pike March coming through, but we got some Grey Hair garrisons at the very front, probably holding back the tide of push. Trying to get through, but the sacrifice is not working. We've got the counter march by the Medal, and down goes Valhalla soldiers much faster than their own attack. But wow. Definitely. Valhalla soldiers trying to push out Unforgiven there. Did not work out successfully. Very funny. I thought they would be able to sandwich them, but it looked like they needed to retreat the guys on the right hand side. So the guys on the left, so the guys on the east side needed to get out of there, while the guys on the left hand side um, controlled and pushed back the middle towards the supply point. But because of all of the engagements from both hand sides, overcommitting in the center was the downfall of Valhalla soldiers. Very unfortunate. I thought they were the better team, but definitely not on defense by the looks of it. I think we're going to go overtime for the field battle. We're supposed to be going on to the next set of battles in 8 minutes, but we have a field battle on our hands, so I'm going to be watching them kick it off on the field. Let's see how well they do. Lots of cavalry, I bet. Well, I say lots of cavalry, but in recent days we've seen a lot of Medal being used. Medals are in mass on field nowadays. Kind of the key unit. More common than any cavalry, more common than any other unit I've seen before. I mean, there was this one time in Siege where they all went cavalry because they were just going to sally out. That was surprising. That was funny. You don't see that strategy anymore. When's the last time you've seen a sally? Like a proper beginning of the siege sally. Although I do have to say, the South American division making it interesting. Again, twice over, the defending side does not decide to fight on the wall, even though they probably had the advantage. But I mean, they didn't retreat properly either. They retreated too late. They got caught out because the left-hand side was severely weak. But the problem is that they ran into the Nalfan guards, so the attackers lost on the left-hand side. Honestly, if the Nalfan guards were not there, they would have won. They would have won straight up, just from that left side push. The counter overcommitting from the defenders there, but they had to overcommitted towards the left-hand side, because if they lose that left-hand side supply point, it's a done deal. You're guaranteed to lose. I like how the graphic at the bottom is just them shifting back and forth, but because it's on a loop and the loop's not complete, or cut out the wrong time. You saw it skip over a couple of frames just a second. Yeah, it goes. There it goes. It skips over a couple of frames. That's hilarious. with both teams now performing the attack. I'm not sure who's better. Valhalla's soldiers definitely had the units, but positioning and timing of the engagements were not definitely didn't work out for Valhalla soldiers on Harbor City. Unforgiven acted very decisively, in fact. A lot of pressure on the right hand side, a lot of wall climbs you don't not normally see, and the deployment of those uh, mortars doing very well for themselves. Guess they practiced a lot on Harbor City. We're just going to be waiting on the final battle. Got the field battle to kick off soon. Should be soon.
We shall protect the whole capital.
Don't stop. Can't stop me now. Having such a good time. I'm having a blast. Don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time. I'm holding this ball. Don't stop me now. Setup for each of the battles is a little bit long. I don't wonder why. But here it is, the final battle on Grassland Assault. We have Valhalla Soldier versus Unforgiven, both winning their attacks. One on Walford and the other on Harbor City. Very big upset on the Harbor City one. I thought it would last a little bit longer. But then again, we don't want these battles to last any longer because we're already in the overtime. This third battle is the final. We're going to see who's going to win, who's going to make it into the top 7. Well, top 8. Top 7. Whether it's going to be Valhalla Soldiers or whether it's going to be Unforgiven. We got Unforgiven on the south side and Valhalla Soldiers on the north side. Lots of medals. Wow. Unforgiven going with barely any cavalry. But a lot of cavalry coming out from Valhalla Soldiers. Definitely in a better position, but the pikemen are going to be the hardest thing to deal with. First engagement going out with a couple. Whoa, Rattan Rangers on the field. That's a surprise pick for me. I mean, I would say that since a lot of pikemen are on the field, you could get away with just a lot of bocap riders. A lot of bocap riders. If you give up the B anyway, if you're going to give up the B anyway, I would just go straight bocap riders. Every single person just go bocap riders and just shoot them to hell. The first set of bocap riders will just damage the enemy, go back, switch to second cavalry, and just charge them all down. Switch back to your bocap riders and shoot them again. Then switch into your infantry and finish them off. That's what I would do. Well, we're gonna see. Or you could switch, instead of going with the cavalry, you could switch to the infantry or go for a slit. But definitely in this current kind of setting, well, I mean, the reason why the Breakout Riders wouldn't work traditionally is because the number of ranged units that people bring in ranked. But I'm guessing that both sides didn't actually bring any ranged units for this fight. But I take that back. I do actually recognize a Pavis, whether or not we see it early on. Unforgiven goes straight on to the B-side point. Looks like some... Did someone just die? Straight up dying. We got grave shots being deployed almost immediately by Unforgiven. Not giving them an inch, not giving them a mile. Nafan Guards also on the field. Oh, this infantry battle is just going to go straight for Unforgiven's side, and I gave them shit for not bringing Nafan Guards on the attack. But look at this. Look at the stranglehold. You can inch forward. I would definitely... Wait, hold on. We got Imperial Pike March coming off from Valhalla Soldiers. Valhalla Soldiers also move around for a flank. Not going to be successful. We just got a mass wall of metal. We got Medals just holding. We got quadruple grape shots from the Valhalla Soldier side. And somewhat of lot... Whoa, Tundra Humans and Cavalry going to charge through the backhand side. Although there's a lot of Medals, not going to be too successful. You got to combine it with a push by infantry. Otherwise, your cavalry is going to be a sitting duck. In the meantime, we did see a little bit of cap on the supply, on the base point. Wow, secured victory for Unforgiven already. We're also 150 units down. What an action-packed beginning here on Grassland Assault. Honestly, these last two matches for Unforgiven makes Valhalla Soldiers' attack on Wolfort a miracle, or probably a fluke, to put it better. Valhalla Soldiers are getting beaten at every section, at every corner, outmatched right now. What a stunning rush! B-side. Their confidence in getting B, the confidence at sending someone towards the base point almost immediately, and the commitment for deploying those grape shots. Well done, Unforgiven. Such decisiveness. And your decisiveness has really paid off here. Your choice of units as well. Good choice to bring the Nafan Guards to the front. Those Nafan Guards were key. Shield Maidens being probably one of the fastest infantry. Good for holding a infantry pile on their own. And not too bad at surviving a charge by cavalry. But this is where it might get a little bit scary. Although the guaranteed victory is... it's a guaranteed victory for Unforgiven, even if they lose the B point. But you don't want the enemy to gain any kind of advantage. Unfortunately, those Pavis just ate a mortar shot just now. Lucky shot. Or maybe they can see it. The angle on these mortars are a little bit finicky. Can see things that you're not supposed to. Or you can see things where, because you got a high elevation of sight, or the camera is a high elevation. Otherwise, you could just spot them by just following the projectile. That's always good. That's a classic tactic of just shooting really high and just following the projectile. They're getting hit pretty hard here. The longswords are really the guys that should be using their units to screen, because they can see the health of their units. So if they eat a mortar, they can heal it up somewhat. This might be a complete surround here, as Unforgiven, focusing on the chokeholds. Although there are like 6 chokeholds to hold, you can reduce it down to 4. Switching over to this west side. The engagement has kicked off. Imperial pikemen screening somewhat, although they want to get on this infantry pile. Medal's going straight in with a lethal march, catching the monastic knights. Unfortunately, wow, the flames survive. Imperial Pike March letting through a 100 human in the backhand side. But what are you going to do? Infantry pile is down to its last leg and surrounded. But Winged Hussar's trying to get into the back. Hits a barricade of steel. Those blades will cut them down. 100 humans also trying to sweep their way through, but Medal's in brace. Terrifying indeed. We're going to look at massive losses yet again. Second engagement down. This is probably the ultimate point here. The last of strength for Valhalla soldiers. The rest of it's not even a contest when we can compare to the strength of the Medals right now. Valhalla soldiers probably running back with their tail between their legs. I think Unforgiven should cement their victory with a triple cap. But it would also be good enough just to stick around. We're seeing a third set of cavalry being deployed, probably the last. This is where Valhalla made a mistake by trying to go for the strong point on Unforgiven. They already knew that they had to secure the victory, but the problem is that they went into a stronghold. B is solidified. They have plenty of infantry. You have cavalry. C is open. Like, C is super open. You can sacrifice a little bit of cavalry to take out the guys at C. You are fast enough to catch any of the heroes or units out on the field. Multiple cavalry charges are going to be effective against singular units. You want to spread out the you want to use the open spaces to your advantage. You're fast, you've got cavalry, you're en masse. Look, you've already wasted a lot of your resources at the B-side push, and you're lacking in terms of pressure. Look, this is a good strategy here. We've got bowcap riders shooting down the Medals right now. This is the funny thing, because I'm pretty sure you could go with like a Hussar, 100 human, and bowcap rider setup, and you could then switch out either the 100 humans or the Hussar for a Medal and Imperial Pikemen. Mix it up a little bit between those two, and you have a solid lineup for flexibility. You see the enemy going en masse with Medals, with pikemen, forcing their way through. 100 humans just walk right through that Medal and into Imperial Pike March, but the Imperial Pike March gets squashed from the side. Wow, what an engagement. Going so hard here at the sea. This is what I'm talking about. Sacrifice on the sea. You know the enemy's going to be caught out of position. You have cavalry or surrounding the area. This seaside is guaranteed 100%. Off you go towards that base point. The Unforgiven out of position. Now out of position. They're going to have to defend the base point, but the base point is going to get capped. They could not hold the sea point. This is what I'm talking about. Valhalla soldiers bringing it back at the very end. My goodness. Not to mention, it's going to be slow. You have cavalry on the field. So any of the heroes that makes it to the base point can easily be killed. But you should also keep that cavalry moving along. Medal's coming up behind your Imperial Pikemen. Imperial Pikemen, turn around. Don't need to catch these bowcap riders. These bowcap riders are nothing. now en masse respawn because they just lost at the C point. This is where it could get really scary. You're going to need someone to spawn at the A point. You're going to need someone to hold the A point. The base point is only open for 40 more seconds, but we have a minute 40 to go for the battle. A point is being captured. What are you doing? What are you doing, Valhalla soldiers? Are you going to drop the ball yet again? If a reset happens, if a triple cap happens, overcommitting here from Unforgiven. They are definitely shaken. They're shaken. They're quaking. A side has been capped. Keep someone at A side. Go for the C. No point going for the base. A lot of people just respawn. Go, go, go. You have to get the C point. The C point is your only chance of victory. You have the units. But can they get there in time? I do not think so. But you're going to also have to just engage the enemy. Unforgiven already has one unit on the surround. Forget the supply point. Go, go, go. Unforgiven's going to have to fight for 40 seconds, but I do not think this is just a courtesy at this point, I believe. Overcommitting. What, my goodness. What a commitment from Valhalla soldiers. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. The C point was open. You have cavalry. Smash it to pieces. Now you just gotta hold. Valhalla soldiers fighting tooth and nails against the remainder of Unforgiven. Unforgiven, shaken and quaking. Definitely a surprise for me. I did not see this coming. I did not think Valhalla soldiers was going to pull a victory out from under them. But there it is. Valhalla soldiers winning. What a turnaround. What a turnaround. Oh. Each battle, very surprising, very unexpected. Beginning was strong for Unforgiven. Valhalla soldiers failing on their first attack, failing on their second attack, but on their third attack, not only did they succeed, but they pushed on to victory. It was amazing to watch. This is why I love watching these tournaments. This is why I love this game. Watching, seeing it, playing it. It's amazing. It's an amazing game. Everyone should play it. Everyone should play this game. Whew. Impressive display. I'm going to commend both teams. You guys both did extraordinarily well. You guys both have your style. You're both unique. Valhalla soldiers. My goodness! Not only do you fight hard, you guys when you guys pull out a good idea, you just go with it. You just went with it. The flow of Valhalla soldiers just going into battle. That was very exciting to watch. I loved it every second of that battle. Even though I was complaining about you Valhalla soldiers in the middle, and even though I was against you, I was going for Unforgiven for the ultimate victor, but you pulled it out in the end. Congratulations. Oh. Honestly, it was a surprise. I'm not sure if the Rattan Rangers... Definitely it was because the Rattan Rangers and the Bowcat Riders weakened the Medals in such a state where they were able to knock out the Medals with an instant Tundra Human Charge. But anyway, we're on to the Pickman stage for the next set of battles. We have Confia and Rivia for this next set of battles. Confia in the Pickman stage. What are you banning? We're banning Angolia. Strange ban, to say the least. Rivia, what are you banning? Still, I am way overhyped right now. Wow. Heilong Fjord. Not an uncommon ban, actually. That's not an uncommon ban. Alright. What are your picks? Wall Fort. Very, very standard for Confia. Hey! A Linwu Fortress. Well, I mean, like, it's been banned quite a few times in the last recent matches, but Linwu Fortress, a 10v10 map. Going to be interesting to see what Rivia has to show us on Linwu Fortress. And actually, it will probably be my first time actually commentating on a Linwu Fortress map, I do believe. I didn't actually watch any of the Linwu Fortress maps to their conclusion. From their beginning and to their conclusion. I do think I did commentate a little bit for the first day, but not the entirety. Anyway, I'm excited to see the next set of battles after that match, but temper your expectation. This is the first time I'll be seeing these two. I'll be back very shortly. Catch you in 3. Salman, I think should. I haven't eaten yet. I'm gonna make some noodles after this. I am so pumped, though. That was my mistake. I should have put the ad for a minute instead of 3. Anyway, we're about to begin on Wall Fort with Confia Sack against Rivia. Seems like a strong start for everyone. You've got lots of tier 5s coming out first, tier 4s in the mix, and then a finisher, tier 3 or a tier 2, along with a couple of surf units. Confia only going with a single Battalitor and 1 Nafan Guard. A Northernlands Cavalry pick! Very interesting. We also have some Tertials. Not the first time we've seen Tertials. Lack of Iron Reapers coming out from the attackers. Lots of Iron Reapers coming out for the defenders. 1 Nafan Guards. A triple setup of Matalitors. And also 1 One Tertial. I think the Iron Reaper can carry them on the wall. So let's see how Rivia does. I do believe this is going to be a pretty tough battle for the attackers. Lack of Nafman guards, or lack of Metallators might bite them in the ass. But at the same time, you're attacking. Metallators are a little bit slow, and they're not really good in a close range situation, because once your battle starts engaging, you really need that impact damage. Something that can only be supplied by the Nafan Guard. But at the same time, laying down some covering fire from the Metallators can be useful in setups where you're trying to bait out the enemy. But in this case, you're going to be outmatched by the triple Metallators. The triple Metallators are probably to focus down all three of the siege towers, keeping them off of those things. And not to mention, this is going to be pretty scary for the attackers to see coming at you. 3 sets of Metallators would be like 30 at the very least, 30 to 36 cannonballs going towards your face. No one wants to get hit with that. Each one dealing around about 4,000 damage, hitting multiple units, so you can get your entire squad just dropped dead. Wow, that was very fast. Too fast, in fact. A waste. A waste. Definitely a waste. Middle siege tower goes down. Right hand siege tower making their way downtown. And left hand siege tower going as well. We've got a couple of guys here on the small fort making work on the bridge. Looks like one of the heroes from the defenders did go down on this small fort. Very unfortunate. Palace guards are probably going to have to staunch the assault. Going to try to catch some palace guards as they run away. Or not. Jewel Blade, what are you doing? What are you doing? Here comes the charge. Don't know why. Getting scared off. I would have just pummeled them. Let's be honest, like, you've got nothing to fear against Palace Guards. They're not really good anti-hero specialists. Oh my god! What a waste! What a waste! If you were going to do that, you may as well literally let them fight the heroes. Anything was better than that! I would be screaming, stop! I'm still screaming, stop. Holy cow. Watching, what did you do to my boys? Absolutely slaughtered. No remorse there. Holy cow, I would... Rivio, you are blood cold. You are cold-blooded there. Holy shit. What is this mass? Heading towards the wall here on the right-hand side. Right-hand side siege tower making their way. Middle siege tower also heading their way. Not damaged though. I do think... Oh, down goes that right-hand siege tower. I think it was cutting it a bit close. I think they're destroying the siege towers too fast. That's my opinion. Let's see if this Middle Siege Tower gets up. Although Middle Siege Tower is not really the best bet, on Wolford it can be forgiven. Mainly because it's very difficult for Rivia to get on the other side, but it does enter a chokehold. The right-hand side enters a choke... Well, right and the left-hand side both enter a chokehold. So Rivia's given up control of the right-hand side of the wall. That's okay, I guess. B is getting captured, so they'll get onto that very shortly. Royal Janissaries here at the front. Those Metallators really need to be pushed back in order to fire down properly. Whoa! Pike versus Jewel Blade. The Jewel Blade could potentially one-shot this Pike. Unfortunately, no. Getting caught up in a charge chain. Nope, he does go down. 1v1. 1v1v fool. Joker CR, congratulations. You are capturing the B point after 1v1ing a Pike. Round 2. Did not get to finish healing, but you also got some Iron Reapers to contend with. Jump, jump, jump. Hope you escape out of there. Rivia now contesting the right side. I don't know. Gonna get caught out of position pretty easily here. Condottieri and these grey hair garrisons. Grey hair garrisons will be wonderful here on the stairs. Getting crushed here on the siege tower though. Being blasted apart as they push their way through. I think I saw some shield maidens in the mix. We got some expedition knights as well at the front. Medal's facing the wrong way and also should be on the front line as they push towards, although this is very scary for Rivia, not making use of this chokehold just in front of them. Some flames went over. I do believe that is from the defenders. I mean, from the attackers. Yeah, from the attackers. Iron Reapers charging in, but the Medals just braced just now. Wow, doing very well for themselves, but outmatched in the end. I think most of the charge was eaten up by the Pike Militia. Not sure how many kills they had gotten, but I thought the Iron Reapers were going to hit harder than that. Very unfortunate. It did not seem like. Massive retreat. Huge, huge losses for the defending side. The wall is still up. You had 3 Metallators, and the wall is still up. My goodness, Rivia. Mistakes everywhere. Not only did you lose an entire Palace Guard squad when you didn't need to. My goodness, I'm not letting that go, Rivia. You gotta make up. You gotta make up for that Palace Guard. You gotta honor those Palace Guards somehow by winning this battle. But I'm gonna put it down right now. You're not in a position to win it because you lost a valuable unit, and also you're making a lot of mistakes. The defending side getting that wall down is actually beneficial to you. Very few artillery being used by Confia, and very few trebs. I say very few, but 6 trebs have already been used, so you're around around about 40% of your trebs have been used. They are ready. They are posing too much. They're projecting. I forget. I don't know the word. I mean, I've been trying to say it a couple of times. The word I'm trying to look for is where you show your intent too much. Not projecting. Oh, it's something like projecting. But basically, it's like you're telling the enemy that you're going to do something, or you're going to defend something. Like in this scenario, you're going to defend a supply point, and like it's pretty obvious if you're all standing there. Hmm. They're encroaching on the C point. They're encroaching on the base point. I mean, supply point. It's just two grey-haired garrisons. Just go straight. What are you doing? There's just two guys. There's four of you. Rivia also just lost a guy. Oh my god! And the short sword gets stolen. You're running out of time. Take the C point. Imperial Pikes, turn around and just march those fuckers. My goodness. Good hold. That 100 humans charge was very ineffective. You're gonna run out of time now. You're... Whoa! I take that back! What happened? Nalfine Guards coming in super hard for the attackers here. Confia actually winning the engagement for the supply point and winning the engagement for the C point. What happened to your defense, man? I thought you had it at the supply point, but no, it goes down. The Nalfine Guards probably burnt down the entirety of the defense force there. Now, Rivia's just trying to make time for the C point. Probably not a good move. You need to wait for your respawns because right now, C point is captured. Supply point is captured. 7 minutes 30 to go. 500 units for the defending side. 1,180 units for the attacking side. I don't know if you got any strong units left, but it should be only a few, and it's not going to survive multiple assaults. Confia has a lot of time for at least 3 assaults. If they take their time and set up some artillery, they can guarantee it in the first assault. Because I'm pretty sure that they have a lot of artillery still available. I haven't seen very many grape shots. I have not seen... Oh, here comes one mortar. I know Rivia used most of their artillery for culverins. Not terribly effective for time. Because, again, wastage of those culverins by doing it early. Destroying the middle siege tower almost instantly. Out of position here, you're just getting shot. You wasted a medal. You wasted a medal. One of your few tier 5 units. Do not bring those medals up to the top of the stairs, you fool. The mortars are coming in. You're gonna get hit quite a few times. Keep moving your forces. They're gonna start shooting down that stairs there, thinking you're safe, but you're not really. As long as that pike keeps directing fire, personally, if I was on that mortar, I would stop shooting the things that are moving and shooting the things that are stationary. Confia can take this slow, catching one unit out at a time. Marching on to the medals. A little bit closer, my dude. Thank you. Switching back to the other view. Does look like the Imperial Pikeman does go down, but again, why are you using flail Iron Reapers? Sword Iron Reapers would cut through this like butter. Flail is only good against shields. There's no shields on the field. Only shields I see are condottaries. Some own Iron Reapers. That's very unfortunate. Eaten up by the lethal march in close range. Although medals are not that great in combat. The number 2 ability will definitely turn the tide easily. Getting swept up from the base point. Rivia losing hard indeed. I do not believe that the attackers suffered too many losses. In fact, looking at the original unit count, they've lost only probably around about 200 units in this entire battle. That's gotta be brutal. Rivia is down to 0 heroes and finally capping at the 418 mark. Well, 418 left to go. Well, more than 200. Definitely lost more than 200, but still goes without saying. Confia absolutely crushing it with the units, with the kills, unit kills, and just general performance overall. Still, your loss of the palace guards on that bridge. My goodness, I'm never gonna give that up. You have disappointed me, sir. Wow, what is this? One of their muskets performing bottom runging out at a D plus. 3 deaths, in fact. Only 14 hero kills. I mean, 14 unit kills. Someone else only getting really low. 1 unit kill, 2 death. A lot of people dying out here. Low performance overall for Rivia. I don't think Rivia's got a chance at attack at this rate. I guess it's going to be a complaining commentary. This is not a good... this does not bode well for Rivia. Again, like, at every turn, Confia just wins out. At every moment I'm looking at Rivia, there's going to be a mistake happening. Like, big mistakes, like getting your own units killed by collateral. I mean, was it Rivia's fault? I'm pretty sure it was Rivia's fault, but I mean, like, if that musket threw a bomb on the bridge to destroy it as the palace guards were running across it, that would have been hilarious. I don't know who destroyed the bridge, but I'm betting it was Rivia themselves, killing their own palace guards. My goodness, well, we're gonna have to wait for the next battle before, gonna have to wait for the next battle. We'll see very shortly whether or not Rivia has what it takes to attack, because their defense was pretty poor, if I do say the least. Or maybe Confia is that strong. Nothing too fancy coming up for Confia, but definitely not very many artillery being deployed. Only a couple of mortars. Rivia also had 3 Metallators. What happened to the Metallators? Kind of evaporated at some point.
Soldiers don't trade as I traded in the good old days. I can still remember how I wished to fight.
These intermissions are a little bit longer, but maybe it's also because they want to extend the time for these showings. Maybe I'll prep my noodles in the meantime. I'll be back. And then I thought that was a dumb idea because it could literally start at any second. And it shows that I was right. I completely forgot that Rivia chose Linwu to attack. The guy's gonna have to show me something special because honestly, your performance on the defense was not very good. And looking at the lineup already, we got double tier 5s coming out for Confia and lots of tier 4s. And I've seen where this goes. If tier 4s, you think it might be a good idea because you're using your leadership efficiently. But 3 tier 4s are not going to outmatch 2 tier 5s, especially on the defense. Main reason is that the defenders have the advantage. And this is going to be difficult, to say the least. Where are you going with this? You're all on the north side spawn point, Rivia. I wish you luck, but I have no confidence in you. At this point, you have lost all my respect for losing those palace guards on the bridge. No letting that go. Well, I'll probably let it go by the end of today, because I'll probably forget about you guys. But then again, that's not because you're forgettable. I just don't have very good memory. But also, we got some very strange pick. This is probably the first time I've ever seen Imperial Archers be deployed. Ever. Ever, yeah. Rivia only having one medal is very surprising. I think they will spot it in a few seconds, but this is a massive climb. Massive climb. There's more than... There should be 3 sets of ladders there. No, there's only 2 sets of ladders there. Oh, what are you doing as well? You die, and then you instantly retreat your loyal guards? Just let your loyal guards fight. What a failure for that attack. I think a couple of guys went through the tunnel. No confidence here. I don't know what happened, but really, you need... I would have went for the lower section. Lower section definitely has way more ladders, at least 3 sets of ladders. Also going through the front gate here, or the side gate. This is... I forget which gate this is. East gate? Probably East gate. Wow, even committing your Imperial Archers. This is just a massacre right now. You've lost 3 whole units. Your Palace Guards, not your Palace Guards, your Loyal Guards, your Grey Hair, and now your Imperial Archers. What are you doing, Rivia? You chose Linwu Fortress to attack. Was it because it's a swift defeat, or you actually had confidence in attacking? Because that was devastating. I feel like it was a mistake for you guys to choose this. With a 10v10, down goes that pike into the Medal, instantly killing him. Race is nasty. Well, I mean, the final battle here will probably end up on time if they don't send it to a field battle, because, let's be honest here, I don't think they're going to get the A point, and it's going to end in the next 7 minutes. Well, I mean, you still have two sets of tier 4s still to go. So even if you lost your 1, you still have your 2 and your 3. The only problem is that you need to beat out 2 sets of tier 5s, and the fact that you have barely killed anything doesn't bode well. At worst, your tier 4s should be trading for half a tier 5. Otherwise, you're literally not going to beat them at all. Because in the direct engagement, a bunch of tier 4s versus a tier 5 right now, I'm putting my money on those tier 5s. There is no way that a Madao would simply lose to a bunch of tier 4s. Those Nafan guards are not in a position, but then again, they're tunneled really hard. Palace, loyal guards being deployed. Although I do love these guys. These guys are no match for the grey hair garrisons and no match for anything behind them. Palace guards, Iron Reapers. Iron Reapers going into Tiger Step, going to chop right through that shield line. There it goes, hammering through as they push their way down as well. That's got to be painful. They pull back the Iron Reapers, pulls back the rest of their forces. Palace guards on the left-hand stairs instead. Magically, they managed to push through on the east break. A call for assistance at the supply. A flank going to come through. We got some Iron Pagodas with some Grey Hair Garrisons. Grey Hair Garrisons being very effective. A charge from the Grey Hair Garrisons coming in from the side. Broken up the formation. Really need to press that 1 ability. Get them in. A fight on several fronts. None of which are winning now. Again, outmatched. Probably not outnumbered, but definitely outmatched here. We've got the Madaos killing off what seemed to be the remainder of a Greyhair Garrison and a Pike Militia. We got some Shield Maidens finishing off a Greyhair Garrison. Very surprising matchup there. I think the Greyhair Garrison should win out, actually, against the Shield Maidens. But it shows what I know about the game. Are you going to toss him off? Doesn't successfully toss him off, but he will smack the short sword a bit. Short bow should actually win against the Maul in this kind of 1v1 battle. Short bow has massive advantage. Although you'll never catch a Maul if he decides to run away, because they're just generally faster, have better. Well, not generally faster. They have bonus regen, which makes them impossible to catch on foot. And again, a third section. The Nafan Guard's probably the only saving grace, but you're not going to make up for a 300 unit deficit, and this is even worse than a 10v10. 300 unit deficit is literally an entire unit for each and every single one of your guys. And that's even worse when you consider that the defending team mostly have tier 5s. Your front lines are breaking down, whether or not your heroes are dying or whether or not you are dying. Oh, well, I say you are dying, but like your heroes are dying, your troops are retreating, your Nafan Guards, the only thing standing here, your Imperial Pikemen have already been broken through, and your Madaos, and those Madaos just cut the remainder of your Nafan Guards. My goodness, you're not doing too well, Rivia, and I am complaining constantly about you guys. You chose this map to attack, but you tried to just brute force it through multiple avenues, but you end up against a stone wall. Again, tier 5s against tier 4s right now. Especially in scenarios where the defender has the initiative. You're handing the defenders the initiative by in this section right now. You're projecting too much here on this point. You should retreated it out before the defenders even built a grape shot. Why are you building grape shots at point blank range here? You do not have a front line. Just your heroes. You will die. This trap is not going to hit anything. If anything, it's going to hit you. Oh wow, actually that came through. Shows what I know. Actually, 3 trebs came through. That's very surprising. I should use that for myself. Also, I mean, like, that's very lucky. It's just a hero battle. Literally, for the last minute and a half, Confia could actually just throw units at Rivia. Imperial Javelineers coming out. I think they're veteran bottom line. Although I wouldn't veterans in bottom line. If I wanted unit killers or javelins like that, I would just go with the javelin sergeants. Imperial Javelineers are really great for support and melee support, so definitely keep them around for melee, for half melee, half range support. If I just wanted range support, I'd go for the Javelin Sergeants. Javelin Sergeants throwing out way more and dishing out way more damage. Although you can use Imperial Javelineers for more of a catch than anything. They're really great against heroes. But I digress. What are you doing, Rivia? A disappointed showing. I can't say I expected that, but I am disappointed after the amazing performance out from Valhalla Soldiers and Unforgiven. But here we have Confia winning the second battle on Linhui Fortress. So 2-0 against Rivia. So unfortunate for Rivia, your journey has ended. So top 8 for Valhalla Soldiers and Confia. Congratulations. I think that is all for today, or just say that is all for the South America tournament right now. I'll be commentating the next set of battles tomorrow morning for me. And we also have later tonight for me, the Asia Division, some more Asia Division tournament. So I hope to see you there. So I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. But that is all for now. So I'll catch you guys another time. Because my name's Atsukai, and have a nice day.